How you doing, Ralfy? Here, Ralfy Customs, on with the new project, Dean's Triumph, which is a kind of take two. Remember this little Triumph motor of our Dean's, and we had a rigid frame and a springer front end and fucked about and did all sorts, but made him this beautiful, if I say so myself, spun aluminium oil tank. Excuse me. He's had a rethink. We're doing it a different way. We're going to make it, he said he wants it like my Triumph, but better. So, fucking hell, whatever that means. What we've got is, we've got an Harley front end, a custom Harley front end, with quite a bit of fucking rake there in the Yokes doos, and kind of fucking Wu-Tang Clan, isn't they? So, the problem I've got is our dens is still on the fucking jig. I'm waiting for tube. It's like fucking the world's ground to a fucking stop, and I'm not doing very good with it, to be fair, like, but I'm waiting for this tube so I can get it off and get our Dean's on. In the meantime, I'm going to rework this front end and make it look like fucking, try and make it look like a nice front end, if that makes sense. So it'll be interesting. Very interesting. Righto. A bit of aftermath. Look, we broke one. No, not really. I've just split it to measure it. Because I've got slugs in, which is not ideal. And it's fucking right between, there's the steering stem, look. So that kind of screws in there. That's where the yoke is. It's pretty much in the middle of the yoke. I'm not a fan. So we're looking at replacing those. They're well fucking worn and battered as well. Bless them. They've had an hard life under them shrouds there. Now then, I don't know what's fucking going on here, but the universe is smiling upon me because I've got some in stock that are exactly the right length. Brand new. There you fucking go. Cheers and thanks for coming. So we can replace those tubes. Get rid of those slugs. The only thing I need to do is source some tops so that they screw into the top yoke. Yeah. And go from there, really. No worries. So, the forks are sorted. We've got new tubes. We'll get some seals. I'm making note of that, actually. Some seals and oil. That's no bother. What we need to do is get rid of this fucking Transformers styly on the fucking yokes, and I think that we can reshape them using the rotary table on the milling machine, basically. Like when I made my Triumph yoke, and then we can trace this round. So we're going to try and do this. We're not going to try. We're going to do a bit of this, I think. Might not do that, but we'll see. So what I've got really is a fucking bit of a mammoth setup. Look, we've got to come over here to the Bridgeport and get the fucking rotary table on it, which is a big bollocks job. If I can pick it up and get it set up and go from there. Righto, so we huffed and we puffed and we fucking got the rotary table on there, didn't we? And we've zeroed it, I've clocked it up. There's fuck all, less than 1/100 of a millimetre or whatever this shows. So the centre of the table is central to the spindola, which is what we need. and we've zeroed the old DRO there, so that's job done on there. Yeah, I'll get the first yoke on there now, and we'll clock that up as well to get it central here, and then we'll move across the amount that we need to move across, 70 mil or whatever I worked it out to. I've written it down. It's not 70 mil, 35 mil from the centre across, and we'll start to describe an arc in it, and we'll start to chop the fucker out, basically. Happy days. Right, so I'm looking at getting this. Basically, I think I explained in the last clip, we're going to centre that up on the rotary table, and then we're going to use a long series cutter that I've just ordered in to work our way around to shape it like nice, you know. The easiest and quickest way, I mean, it's not precision, this is just for looks. Everything's made. The yokes fit and they will work. They just look fugly, right? So we're going to reprofile them round and down and round and across and round, you know, make them look fucking nice. We might have to stop here. I don't think there's enough meat. We'll have a look at that. We'll have a look. But basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn a plug that fits in here, 41.6 mil, just hole is thereabouts, and then 16 mil will go up in the chuck, yeah, in the drill chuck, and we'll get a feel for the fucker. We'll loosen everything off, and we'll work the quill up, down, and work the knee up, and fucking get it all about right, and that should get us within a few thou. It really should. So it's over to the lathe for some heavy duty fucking. Right, so I've got a big chunk of 50mm EN1A, which is leaded, 12L13 to my American friends. Great for fabrication, making bits like this. You can't weld it for shit though. So. What I'm going to do, I'm going to face it off just to get a rough zero on the end. Nice and steady. Zero my digital readout, and I want about 30mm down to 41.6, so touch on, have a good cut and see what's what. See where we're at with that. So that really is just a clean up. And it gives us a size to work to, 49.03 look, so X equals 49.03, enter, and we want 41.6. Now, we can take off a couple of mil at a time, no problem. 3mm, we can make this 46. We make this 46.6. And then that leaves 6 mil to come off, don't it? So, sorry, 5 mil to come off. 2 lots of 2.5 mil. We'll take this down to 30 mil, look. The old Aberson, fucking working as it should. The wrong fucking 30 mil, let me just double check that, we're on the right. Right, there, come on, out there. Now we'll go 43.6. No problemo. And now this is down to finished size, 41.6. So that's one end of the slug. And the alignment tool, we'll call it, because that's what we're tool making now, aren't we? Saving ourselves a bit of fucking about with the dial indicator, like making this fit in the yoke like that. Like so. So that should be 41.6 thereabouts. Near as fuck it is to swearing, and it is exactly, if I can show you. Happy days. We'll spin it round, and we want 16mm for about another 30 this end line. Don't matter about a bit in between, that could look like a threepenny bit. Wouldn't give a shit, like, it's still do its job quite marvellously. So get this in there like that. See how eccentric that is. Concentric would have been a better word, which is what I'm after. Oh yeah, lovely. And we'll turn this end down the same off camera. I'm going to take a few more cuts obviously to get it down to 16, but you can join me back over at the mill. Righto, let me try and explain this. Move this fucking handle out of the way to start off. I want that cracking it on the shin, do you? Right, so this plug now fits in the fork hole, right, and it fits in the chuck, and I've pressed the quill down so it's firm on here, pushing it all lined up pretty much. So if I back that up, there we go, look, see it's tipping up, look, so we use that to squash it down into place, and then we're going to tighten these up, excuse me, and pull it down onto the blocks. Yeah, I'm not sure that's the best configuration that I could be using, but that's the idea. We're going to use the toe clamps to pull it down onto the blocks, and then we can dial it in with the dial gauge if we need to be that accurate. Then what we're going to do, once we get it actually centered, there'll be a maths going on here. Look, we're going to leave a 9mm wall between the hole and the edge of the yoke, and we're going to take that all the way around until it lines up with this. And a bit of maths from the center, which is where we'll end up, is 35mm. So we've got 20.5 for half of the hole, plus 5.5 for half of the tool, plus the 9 comes out, so it's 29.5 plus 5.5 is 35. So we go 35 one way, we'll go that way, 35 out, and then we can start cutting once we get it all lined up. So I'm going to try and show you if this will focus. Is that tool now is just, come on, fucking focus. Just touching, see that scratch line, which means it's just on the outside of this bit, and that is 35mm across. Then if we trace it round, let's just drop it down a little bit. If we turn the handle on the rotary table, then we'll see that this is the line that we're going to finish on, which is 14.5mm from this face, which gives us the 9 again. Ignore that one, we're going past that, we're going to carry on to there. So we're going to take all of this corner off, and then we're going to fuck off that way. Not immediately like, but you know. So there we go. Now I'm wondering if I could work out a way to zero that at that, or write it down, or do something like, you know, where are we at? So I know to stop when that's dead square. That's my plan, but I think we'll just eyeball it. We'll just get the marking outline. It is purely cosmetic. There we go then, so that's set up. That's very set up for a nice gentle cut. And we're really going to take our time with this, because although it's only aluminium, you want to make a nice job of it. I don't want to fuck up my tool, so we're just going to go a little bit at a time. I'm hoping I can't clear the fucking job. I can't see whether or not there's enough in this. I'll have a measure. But there you go, anyway, that's it then. So we can start machining that out now. It's not going to be very easy to film. If I can get you perched somewhere around there on the tripod, then you're going to see a few cuts in. Now then, not the clearest picture in the world, it's wet. But remember that field that I showed where they've got scarecrows playing tennis and shooting bow and arrows and dressed as a French maid and all that shit? Fucking brilliant. It's come up sunflowers. It's just fucking acres of sunflowers. There you go. Happy fucking day. Right, what I'm struggling to film for y'all is that when this gets down to depth, let's spin that around a bit. When this tool gets down to depth, to the bottom, under here, it's going to hit this fucking top of this. So I'll put a temporary one on. This is, obviously is clamped onto the bit that's going to fuck off when we machine it, so we can't rely on that. And what I'm going to do is start this end and get down as far as I can, working towards this clamp, and then take that one off, finish this end off, put that one back on, take that one off. So we're going to, that's the temporary one. We're going to run with 3 at the minute until this one gets in the way. Then we're going to fuck that one off and finish the end of this cut off. And then we're going to carry on going until that one gets in the way, and then we'll fuck that one off, and then we can complete it all the way around, is what I'm thinking. I'm struggling to get a good fucking shot for y'all. So let's see what I can do. I think we might have it at that. So I'm going to crank it up. Need to disengage the fucking worm drive for the power feed. That'd be a real bad happening. I'm going to touch on. It's about there. Wind this out. And just take a little cut. About there. And let's see what's what. I'm hoping this goes according to plan. We should get all the way round quite a few times before we need to start fucking about moving clamps. So okay, the slot drill's doing his job nicely. Not sure how far to go that end, but certainly one good cut. Slacken off the quill, plunge a bit more. And go again. Like so. Right, we are now at the point where this is going to foul on that, so it's time to have it off temporarily. Yeah, so we'll fuck that off out of the way. And we'll very tentatively we'll come a little bit, plunge a bit more. And then very tentatively move in. Just far enough so when we put this back, this misses it like. Coming up any minute now. It's just there. And back out. Unloosen the quill. Push it down a bit. And very tentatively. on and so forth. Here we go with the last cut. So this should get us clear of the clamp when we put it back on in a minute. And then we can remove the middle one as we work our way around. Bear with. Just get that there. Give it a blow off, and then a coffee. Happy days. Okay, so last cut. We've got the old super extraction system on the go. Just to help keep the chips from fucking it up. I'm going to go all the way around and then out, and we're done. Just a light cut for me. There we go. Round it goes. There. And that is out. Let's turn the fucking Hoover off. Happy days. So now this corner should break out when we take this off. It won't. It's just too much material. Now, do I risk fucking doing it with the tool? I can move the table that way and take a cut or two. Oh no, let's try that. Just weaken it. I'm just going to weaken it so I can snap it. So, hopefully, nothing bad will come of it. But they are famous last words, isn't they? So we'll go 1/2 mil that way, which is there, and try that. Go. Wish me luck. No dramas there. Try another 1/2 mil. I'll lock the table off. I'm trying to twist it now, so. Need to just take care. I reckon another 1/2 mil and we'll be there. Okay, one last one. Cut. One last one. Always one last one, isn't there? There we go. So now we can lose that. Yeah, but that's just a fucking plastic coating. Yeah. There you go, that's gone. You have a nice smooth corner-ish. Needs a bit of dressing up, I'm afraid. But it's the right shape. Right, over to the bench, look. Is that one we've done. Part of the setup is that I need to nip a little packer in there to stop this from fucking shaking and vibrating, and it holds the plug in better, like. Unfortunately, if I look down the hole, there's one snaps off that you can see there on the right, and there's another one snaps off on the left, so we're going to have to fucking sort them out before we can carry on with the reprofiling. And so on to the top yoke. Now we're going to be careful. We've got a thread in there, look. It's not the best thread in the world, but if I don't knacker it myself, I reckon it will suffice. Again, I made a plug and I fitted the plug and we squared everything up and we've gone for the 3 clamp system so we can remove any one of them strategically to make sure that the tool does its job and goes full depth. Yeah, so we'll get these 2 corners lobbed off. We're going to follow the same profile as the bottom yoke. Bring it to the edge here and round to the front and then fuck off that way and curve this out, probably. I think that's my plan. So I'll get these 2 corners done and then we'll go over to the bench and do a bit more marking out. I am very pleased to announce that this radiusing is done on both. It just broke off. Now what I need to do is follow this through and round, and I think we're going to employ the services of the mighty fly cutter. There's a video on my playlist of me making this, so if you're interested, go and check it out. So the plot thickens with the yokes. The video's getting long enough, like, so what you're going to have to do if you want to see how it turns out, I'll give you a sneaky peek. Hold on. Oh. We've moved the table. Well, we've moved the rotary table. Look, fucked it off that way to give us scope to fucking come in with a fly cutter. And even maybe do these fucking slots, like, once we've worked out where we're going with it. But that's going to have to wait till the next video. So there you go, yeah. Please subscribe if you want to follow along. I really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. It makes a huge, huge difference. Please help me grow my channel. Yeah, give us a sub. Give us a like. Check out the lube merchandise in the description below. And my friends. And I'll see you on the next one. Lots of love, everyone.